Welcome to the start of Season 9 of Regen Rovers. It's time for Regen Rovers' second season in League 2, and we're going to start the season by taking on Blackpool away from home. Last year we beat them and we lost against them. They are the favourites, of course, though. And if we just take a look at the season preview, predictably, we are predicted to finish bottom of the table. 450 to 1 to win the league. It's likely to be another tough season. However, my new signings that I've brought in, the new look tactic that we saw at the end of the 8th season, I'm hopeful that we can improve upon last year's finish and finish around mid-table this year. Last year we finished 20th, of course. Relegated teams: Rochdale, Swindon, Barnet, Forest Green. Rochdale expected to finish towards the top, but all the others predicted to finish mid-table, really. Chesterfield and Southend, the two promoted teams. Southend likely to finish towards the bottom, according to this. Key players for us then. Let's see what the league says. It's going to be Mark Ball and a new signing, Stuart Halpin, who I'll introduce in a second. Oh, I've just noticed an Okoro. He might be related to David Okoro. It doesn't say so, but yeah, I like to think there's some sort of relation there. We've still got David Okoro. This is our team for this season. We've still got a few legends, and there's still quite a few legends in the under-23s. The under-18s team is very small now because I've basically not been signing any players the last couple of seasons because we're just not producing the players. Financially, we're still in trouble. We did have a bit of a reprieve here when we had loads of money come in for competing in League 2, but it's gone back downhill again, despite playing a couple of pre-season games where he brought in decent crowds against Southampton and Rangers, as you can see there. Very good pre-season, actually. He started off by beating the under-18s 3-1, where he drew 0-0 against Winchester City. Are they still playing at Plumbing Park? They are. When are they ever going to move back to their own stadium? Look, they've got planning permission for a new stadium. It's just not happened, and they're still in our stadium. We then took on Southampton, obviously a local team just down the road, but they came up to Plumbing Park. Very good 0-0 draw against, I presume they're in the Premier League. Yes, they are. That's a really good result. We thrashed Eastleigh, our local rivals, 5-1. Friendly rivals, I like to think, because of course we played in their stadium for a while. Our only defeat of pre-season was against Rangers, 3-1. Not bad, really. 1-1 draw against Braintree, 2-0 win to get revenge for the Hampshire Senior Cup final last year. Beat Aldershot 2-0, and then a comfortable 4-0 win against Cardiff Met University. So overall, a pleasing pre-season, but you're probably wondering about the transfers. Here we go then. We released loads of players. I did put the key players that left the club on the Regen Rovers Twitter. Go and check that out so you can just have a look to see who has been released. It doesn't show here released players. It only shows players that you let go for some reason. But yeah, lots of signings. I think it's our biggest transfer window for a long time, possibly since the first season. Let's just go back. Since the second, I think it's almost in line with that. Obviously the first season we brought in tons of players. But yeah, this season, lots of new signings. Now let's go through in chronological order. The first one was released by Aston Villa, and he's a left midfielder because remember, I'll just show you the tactics screen, we are going to be playing this formation this season. I've decided to go with it. 2 up front still. We were thinking of 1 up front with 3 midfielders, but we've gone with 2 up front. That just suits our style, our direct style of play, but we are playing wide midfielders on the winger role, so they're not pushing too far forwards. It's a solid tactic. Despite being an attacking mentality, it does seem to be very solid. But Wes Honor looks like a decent enough player on that side. Okay crossing, okay dribbling, decent physicals all round there. Work rate, I think that's important for our system. Decent technique. Passing's not great, but I think overall he can be a good player for us. Never played for Aston Villa in the first team, but played plenty of youth team football for them. So I think overall it's a decent sign. The next one, he's a third choice goalkeeper because we've actually let John Cooper go, and was it Kevin Bonner or Kelvin? I've forgotten his name. It was just non-existent really. He played in the under-23s last year, but I released both of those goalkeepers. Their contracts came to an end, and I've replaced one of them with Harry Trow, who he definitely won't play first team football unless we have a severe injury crisis. Welsh goalkeeper. Just brought him in for the least amount of money that you can pay a full-time player, £160 a week. You can play, I think it's £110 a week for youth players though, so I couldn't offer him that. I had to offer him a proper contract. Next up, Kieran Law, a centre-back, 22-year-old centre-back. I quite like the look of him. I think we've got 4 centre-backs who are quite similar. I just can't seem to find a really top quality centre-back. Trying to get players to come to me on loan is really hard because our reputation is so much lower than other teams in League 2, and it's lower than most of the teams in the National League. So players are joining the National League teams instead of us. So I've elected to go for the free transfers. Kieran Lowe was released by Barnet, a League 1 team. He's dropped down to League 2, never played in League 1. And I quite like the look of him. I think overall, I mean, all the non-defensive attributes are very poor, but that's the sort of player we can attract. We can't find a Sergio Ramos at this level, someone that can do everything at the back and also up front. So I quite like the look of him. Next up, Joel O'Shaughnessy, a right winger, a Welsh right winger. We've got a few Welsh players. Morgan Fawkes was the first one. We've got Gareth Hancock, of course. Yeah, there's a few in the team, but Joel O'Shaughnessy, I think he's probably going to be second choice right winger behind another player, but he might grab that right wing place. We'll see. Decent physicals, good crossing, well, okay crossing and dribbling for this level. Next is, I think, my first choice centre-back alongside Kevin Casey for the time being. That could change. It's difficult to really know, but he's young and has potential, which is why I kind of want to play him rather than Matthew Avison or the other chap, which is Kieran Law, because both of them, although they are still young, Lucas Long is even younger, and he's got an alliterative name, which is always a bonus in my eyes. So he was released by Bishop Stortford, who they actually signed from Southampton on a free last season. Did okay in the National League, so not a very good average rating, but let's just quickly see where they finished last year. They finished 30th, mid-table. So he's got some first team experience. Hopefully he can step it up to League 2, push up 2 divisions. Going to be quite tough, but I have every trust in Lucas Long. Next up then, a goalkeeper, our backup goalkeeper that has replaced John Cooper from last year. Now he's a much better option than Harry Trow. He's only 21 and he's not far off Okoro's ability apparently. He's been playing very low league football. He's started at Preston. Then moved to the Northern Premier Division 1 East, and then the West, been all over the place with Bamber Bridge. But I really like the look of him because his reflexes and handling are brilliant. He's good in the air, good aerial reach and jumping reach. Not very good command of area though, but there's some decent attributes there. He's tall as well. He looks... I think he'll be a good backup and he'll be a good cup goalkeeper for us this year. Next up then, Andrew Rayner is a left winger who will be probably third choice. I've put him into the under 23s to start with. However, he's fast and he's actually got slightly better crossing and dribbling ability than Wes Honor, I think, if you combine them. So he might break into the first team. It's his other attributes that aren't quite as good. They let him down a little bit, but maybe that's all we need this season, someone that can run. However, the work rate's much lower than Wes Honor. So we'll have to see how he gets on in the under-23s. He is unambitious as well, so that's not an ideal personality. He was signed from Shrewsbury, who released him. Wayne Burns is going to be our first choice right winger to start with. Physically good. He's not really fast, but he's just well-rounded physically. Good crossing ability, good dribbling ability, very good work rate, and teamwork as well. So I think he'll be... Well, he's going to be a hard worker at the very least. Started at Millwall and he was released as well. Only 20 as well, so I quite like the look of him. Ryan Curtis up front then is our biggest contract ever. £1,600 a week. That's a hell of a lot for us. I might try and get Mark Ball to sign a new contract. My assistant, who is also new, has said it's unlikely we can offer Mark Ball a new contract because I think he's going to want a lot of money. But he's only on £950 a week, I think. And Ryan Curtis is coming, only 19, but released from Sheffield United, who are a Premier League team, or were. I think they've just been relegated. I think he's going to be a really good player for us, though. Dribbling, okay physically. First touch technique, works okay. Relatively hard working, 10 average, I suppose. I think he's going to be really good at this level, and I had to increase that contract and break our wage structure a little bit. But I'm allowed to offer that much money now because I have had an increase in the wage budget, despite the fact we're not making enough money to be able to pay these sorts of wages. Transfer budget, that's because we've just had all the bonuses come in. Don't want to big him up too much, but I already have. Next up is Grant Hunt. I have to be careful how you say that. He is a striker as well, who has very good acceleration. You're probably thinking, well, Paul, why are you signing strikers? You've got strikers. Well, originally I wasn't going to sign any strikers because we were going to go with one up front. But now I've decided to go two up front. I think we need some quality strikers to support Mark Ball. So Mark Ball is our number one with Ryan Curtis. Those will be the front two. Back up, Grant Hunt and Mark Cole. We've then got the likes of Mooney, Agu and Paul McCann, who will be playing in the reserves, trying to get some goals, get some match time and come in for Hampshire Senior Cup games and try and break their way back into the first team. But Grant Hunt, signed from Chorley, didn't play many games for them, but I like the look of this guy as well. I think he will be good. I really do. And he's really young as well. Really important sign-in, Dickie Strutton. Cracking name. But he is so important because he is going to be our defensive midfielder, and we needed someone that was natural in that role. He's going to be playing as the anchor man, and decent tackling, aggression, not very good bravery, but marking, okay passer, can do the simple stuff, physically good. Only 21 as well. He's not really old. Most of our players are young, though. Remember, signed from Dover on a free play. Plenty of football in the National League South. Got loads of assists from defensive midfield, 19 assists in all competitions. I don't know if he was playing central midfield, but either way, he got loads of assists. And the season before that, also lots of assists. But I'm not entirely sure why. We'll have to see if he can get some assists for us. And lastly, who I think will be either first or second choice left winger with Wes Honour. He's the only loan player. He's come in on loan from Oldham of League One and played plenty of football in the National League North last year. Once again, similar. Our wingers are all quite similar. He's not quite so hard working. Good technique though. So that's the team. And I want to ask you a question today for you to answer in the comment section below. Which of those players do you think is the standout player? Who do you like the look of? Who's going to be the star for us this year out of those new signings? There might be a few there, but yeah, let me know your thoughts on the signings in the summer transfer window. I've done a lot of talking, but I'm afraid I'm going to do a bit more before our only match of today's video against Blackpool. Just as usual, we'll have a look at a few comparisons with the rest of the league. Always a good way to judge our team against everyone else. Looking at the average age, it is creeping up as our players get older. Of course, David Okoro is now 24 years old, but we've replaced some of the older players. I say older, but they were like 23, 24. We've moved into the reserves with some young players like Grant Hunt, who's about to turn 19 in a couple months. But yeah, we're still below the average, as you can see there. Let's compare the teams, the players then. So all positions, looking at this, I think we've improved here looking at this. We're still below average for a lot of things, but goalkeeper wise, worst for command of area, one-on-ones, throwing, but we're the best for agility and the best for handling. Really good stuff. Defensively, the worst heading, but we're above average for jumping reach and strength, everything else below average. Our midfield, worst, long shots and team. Let's not try and focus too much on the negatives. Let's focus on the positives, where we've got the 6th best stamina and the 5th best decisions, for example. Attacking wise, finishing 2nd best in League 2. Off the ball, 4th best in League 2. Let's ignore the heading. We do put a lot of crosses in, but we don't rely on our heading ability from our strikers. We rely on the pace, hitting teams on the break, hitting the ball over the back line. Physically, we don't have the worst or anything, so that's pleasing. We've got the 5th best natural fitness. Mentally, only the worst composure. Good determination, 3rd in the league. 7th best aggression. Technically, only the worst heading. So we don't want to play the ball in the air too much, do we? That's for sure. Corners, just the only thing just above average. Oh, and penalties here. This is the journey we made up to Blackpool Football Club for our first match of the season. Then Chef drove the coach, played out his tunes. We love the journey up there. It's a long way, but when Chef's driving and he's got the tunes on and we're singing along, it's a good atmosphere. It's a good way to build morale. Let's get on with this. So we've got a bit of a new look starting 11 with Lucas Long in the back four, with the usual suspects of Casey, Assini, Hancock and Okoro on goal, of course. We've then got Dickie Strutton in defensive midfield. On the right, we've got Wayne Burns. On the left, we've got Wes Honour. Brazil is in the middle, playing as a box-to-box midfielder. Seems to work nicely for him. It worked in pre-season anyway. And up front, Mark Ball, our top goal scorer last year, alongside our new striker, Ryan Curtis. Expecting a lot from him. He's being paid a lot of money by the club. Your wages, your earnings that you pump into the club, that you pay for season tickets and tickets, they're going to Ryan Curtis. You're expecting a lot from him, I'm sure. And the bench consists of our new goalkeeper, Shay Skinner. We've still got Adrian Burrows at left back. We've got Marcus Higgins, club captain. We've got Gus Owusu still. We've got Stuart Halpin on loan. Mark Cole and Grant Hunt. By the way, I forgot to say, our new vice captain is David Okoro. It just fits. He's not got particularly good leadership skills or teamwork. He's all the way down here, 9 and 11. But it just fits for me. So he will be the captain on the pitch most of the time when Marcus Higgins isn't playing. I do just want to apologise for a couple cock-ups lately. 2 episodes I've had to re-upload in the last week and a half because of musical problems. Essentially, my video editing software has done something very strange whereby when it was processing the video, the music was really loud. Like it had randomly changed the levels of one of the musical background things. And some people seem to think I'd done that on purpose from the comments, saying I'm not a fan of the music, Paul. It's a bit loud. Yeah, I didn't do that on purpose, I promise you. It's always been very low level in the background. Not for matches. You'll have noticed. That's the format. Bit of music in the build-up and the end. But for the actual matches, no music. So yeah, I do apologise for that. I did re-upload those videos just because they were unwatchable, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully that won't happen again. I just need to triple check when I've uploaded. It's my fault, really. It's my fault for not triple checking. Just look at the Blackpool team whilst I'm rambling away. But I do appreciate all the support on the series so far. Hopefully this is going to be a positive season. Let's stay positive. Let's try and not be negative about things. If we do lose games, if we lose this first game of the season, let's not be negative. Let's just keep going. The Regen Rovers way. Direct football. We're still playing direct football, but it's a new formation. I had to try and go back to wingers. By the way, I have a new assistant. Let's just show you my assistant manager before we crack on. So the new assistant manager is Mick Crane, who is better than Ollie Oxborough. I'm sad to see Ollie leave. He was good for us, but looking at his attributes, although he has a Continental A licence, which is a better badge than I have, and the club paid for him to get that, I just felt like we needed someone a bit better. Judging player potential and abilities better. Man management's better. There's a few other things there as well. He's only got a National A licence, but I think he can turn into a very good assistant manager for me over time. A few other changes to the staff. I don't really talk about the staff that much, do I? Probably should talk about them more. They deserve credit, they do. They do a good job behind the scenes. With the limited facilities that my board have provided me with. We need a sugar daddy. Anyway, first highlight of our season. It was a throw-in. Burns. Oh, here's Brazil. Toby Brazil has the shot saved. It's a good save. Either it hit the post or it was saved. I'm not entirely sure. It might be in a combination of the two. But we've won a corner, which Ryan Curtis will take. We've gone back to the short corner routines, and we're going to see some of those sort of fading out things from time to time. Burns with a free kick. Knocks into the box. Oh, Honor went for that, but the keeper came out well and collected that. Good positive start. They've not had a shot so far. Harper bashes it up the pitch. Oh, no, it's over everyone. Elliott, good save, Okoro. First save of the season. It's the first clear-cut chance as well of the game. And Ashby will take the corner for Blackpool. Headed away well. Here's Garner. Burns does well. And now maybe we can counter. No, it doesn't let me see the counter. Throw in. Assini to take it. So it's just too long. But here's Toby Brazil running around a lot. Here's Burns. Into Strutton. Dicky Strutting. What a name. Assini crosses it in. Knocked away. Burns. Out wide to Hancock. Hancock. Come on. Ryan Curtis scores on his debut. And it's another assist for Hancock. He got the most assists last season. He's picked up one already this season. And Ryan Curtis with the easiest of finishes. But it's pleasing to see him get off the mark. I've got high hopes for him. I put a lot of pressure on him. But he needs that pressure, I think. And yeah, what an easy finish. I like this tactic. It's already working well. Hancock with the throw. Why do so many throws go to opposition players? But Hancock's got it back. Here's Mark Bull. Into Brazil. Come on, Brazil. Yes, to Hancock. Here's Burns. Oh, decent looking cross. It's knocked away. But here's Dicky Strutton just sitting in front of the back line. Assini. Look at all the men we've got forwards. Assini crosses it in. Mark Bull off the post. Mark Bull. No, he had to finish that. He had to finish that. Was a half chance? I thought it was a clear-cut chance, but it was most of the goal was open. But here's a corner. Assini knocks it in. Oh, that's an interesting routine. Where's it gone? I think it's offside. What a start from us. I know we've conceded a clear-cut chance, but very good going forwards. And Assini on a 7.6. His average ratings are quite remarkable. No need to change anything, I don't think. Just a few personnel changes seem to have had a very positive impact on this team, and we're on the attack straight away. Burns. Oh, it's blocked. Back to Hancock. Come on, crosses it. Curtis, it's over everyone's head. Brazil picks up the pieces. Brazil to Honour. Where's Honour? Back post. Burns heads across. Both fullbacks on a yellow card. Going to have to watch that. Tempted to bring Marcus Higgins on. Here's Assini. Throw in. Long old throw, but straight to the opposition. Brazil. Toby Brazil to Assini. We have dominated at Blackpool. We're playing away from home. Last year we were terrible away from home. So all the way back to Okoro though, who slams it up. Looking for Mark Ball. Can't find it. But Dickie Strutton. Can't quite find Brazil with the header. Maybe this is going to be a highlight for Blackpool. They're round the back here. Elliott crossed in. Good defending by Hancock. And now we're on the ball. Toby Brazil looking for the pace. Mark Ball with his pace. Come on, Mark Ball. Yes. What a finish. Oh, this guy is so good. Mark Ball. Oh, he can become a Regen Rovers legend if he decides to stay at the club long term. He's got 1 year left on his deal. We need to get him to sign a new contract. It's going to have to be a big one, though, and we might not be able to afford what he wants, which is why I'm a bit reluctant to offer him one at the moment. But what a finish. Toby Brazil with his first assist as well, which is good to see. Now we're 2-0 up. Do we push forward for a third? Or do I ease things off a little bit, go balanced maybe? They're playing it around at the back here. Dickie Strutton steps in. This has been a remarkable performance from us so far, but there's still half an hour to go, and that's knocked over the top. Elliott's through. They keep beating us. It's 2-1. They're back in this game. Defensively, they are... Yeah, I feel like I should pull the defensive line back a notch. It just has to be done. I'm also going to bring Marcus Higgins on for Hancock. I'm a bit worried about having 2 yellow-carded fullbacks. This is a highlight, possibly. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes it just fizzles out. Brazil. That's a great ball to... Where's Honour? Come on. Blocked. Wasn't a highlight. We deserve to win this. We have been the better team. Let's hope. I'm going to go attack. I'm going to keep it on attacking. I'm determined to get another goal. I'm going to make a change. Wayne Burn. Oh, we don't have a right winger. Where's Honour will come off. We'll bring on Stuart Halpin, our on loan left midfielder, see what he can do. Free kick, Burns to take it. Oh, that was close. Good effort from Wayne Burns. Wayne and Wes on the wings. That works well, doesn't it? Wayne and Wes on the wings. I've got to come up with a chant for that. Of course, Stuart's come on now. Last sub, I am going to throw on Grant Hunt for his debut. We're going to go balanced. And we will just time waste a little bit sometimes. They're going to be pushing forward, so hopefully we can hit them on the break with our pace up front. 6 minutes of injury time. But it seems to be disapparating. But there are 2 minutes to go. Here's Burns. Just play it sensibly here. Brazil. Good ball out wide to Halpin. It's the first we've seen of him. Halpin running at the defence. That's an interesting ball to Burns. Made it difficult, didn't he? And that's crossed in. And has Brazil picked up an injury? No, I don't know what's happened. That was poor because... good defending Marcus. Oh no, he's going to get sent off. Marcus Higgins, our captain, came on for the last few minutes because Hancock was on a yellow and he's gone and got sent off. 2 yellow cards in about 30 minutes. Oh dear. 1 minute to hang on in here. Wayne Burns, you're going to have to go back there. I'm going to move Mark Ball to the wing. And yeah, we're going to go defensive now. Frequently, whenever possible, turn all these things off. Bring that back. And just pray we can hang on for the final minute. We do not deserve to concede an equaliser. But they've got a corner at the death. It's crossed to the back post. Casey heads that away. Blow the whistle, ref, please. Yes, we've got to win. We deserved that. We really did. I'm so pleased with that performance. That was so positive from us. And comfortable as well. They may have got a goal. But after changing the defensive line, that rectified things. We'll just have to keep an eye on that in games, I think. If we're getting beaten at the back, then pull the defence back slightly. We don't have the fastest defence in the world. Marcus Higgins gets sent off. That's the only negative. But yeah, Assini with an 8.0. Mark Ball, man of the match with an 8. Was he man of the match? I hope he was man of the match. 8.3. Ryan Curtis scores on his debut. Can't get much better than that, can you? Very pleased with that. So the next few games, we've got Cambridge United in the league. Barnet, and then we've got the League Cup to look forward to against Swindon. Where is Swindon? Are they in our division? They are in our division. Crawley, Salford. I'm not sure when the next video will be, but it'll be around about here. Thank you for watching episode 74 of Regen Rovers. Until next time, enjoy FM19, enjoy the rest of your day, I'll see you very soon.